Thank you.
Mr. Cochran, might some additional jurors be lost?
I hope not. I hope not. Hope we keep our
Is
jury
there
the way it is
actually
now.
an investigation underway?
I can't comment on that for now.
How concerned are you, Jody?
Is there any regulation, quite apart from the health and safety code, in the manual of the LAPD that requires you, when you're in charge of a homicide scene, to notify the coroner promptly?
Not unless I'm instructed by the investigating detective.
Did you ever hear any detective call the coroner that morning?
No, I did not.
Did you ever report the fact that the detectives had violated the rules of the manual?
Objection. That assumes facts not evidence.
Sustained.
You've been to what, 300 homicide?
In the neighborhood of 250 to 300 in my career, yes.
Is it your job to direct the investigation?
No, it is not.
Is it your job to call for a criminalist to appear?
No.
Is it your job to ask for a photographer to come?
No.
Is it your job to ask for a print expert to get there?
No.
And what did that mean to you with respect to whether or not there were still injured parties in need of attention, living victims in need of attention?
Raise your right hand, please. You do solemnly swear that the testimony you may give in the trial sound pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Well, I had no intentions of notifying Mr. Simpson. I had no idea he was involved or anything about Mr. Simpson at that time. All I was told there was a possibility that a female at that location may or may not be his wife or ex-wife. I certainly wouldn't make a phone call at that time like that.
You'd want to be sure first.
I drove up Bundy Avenue and made a right turn on Dorothy because I noticed there were several police cars.
And directing your attention, sir, to the photographs that have been marked as people 62, B, and C. Do you see what's being shown in those photographs?
Yes?
What?
It's a man pointing to a... I observed a spot on the Bronco on the driver's door, just above the door handle, that was a brownish red small dot, and has easily been a suspect. We had no idea who this individual was. But the commander gave me a direct order that I should do everything I could to find Mr. Simpson and notify him in person before the news media became aware of what happened out at that residence. He thought it would be very insensitive if we knew about it and did not notify him in person prior to the news media notifying him.
Back up, I forgot to ask you something. What time did Detective Van Adder get to the location of 875 South Bundy that night?
Good afternoon, Mr. Hodgman, and welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, Your Honor.
I'm happy to see you again.
Thank you, sir.
I feel some responsibility for your absence the last few days, last several days.
Don't take any responsibility on yourself, Your Honor. I think the responsibility was mine, but I appreciate the thought.
Well, I'm concerned that the pressures and the pace of this case are going to take its toll on everybody involved, and I'm considering modifying the court hours simply because of the physical stress that's involved. Notes, and then we can confer in chambers afterwards. I need to give my court reporter a break.
Very well.
All right, we'll stand in recess then as to 9 o'clock.
Can you get her back?
Well, we'd like to have her back, but I mean, El Salvador's not a world away. The judge did say that we can go to El Salvador. She, I think, stands by what she says. She's just afraid of all the people coming at her. So this is a very important case. I mean, understand that if we all have to go to El Salvador, we'll do that.
What is that?
I guess we ought to be.
Thank you.